Well, early in the week, the court heard testimony from DARREN FRESCO. He recalled how a shot went off shortly after he handed his gun to Oscar Pistorius at Tasha's restaurant in Melrose Arch. This incident relates to one of the other charges Pistorius is facing, that of recklessly handling a gun.
Almost instantly, milady, the most deafening hush you've ever heard had fallen over the...
You said he pulled the trigger. Did the shot go off or whatever?
Yes, milady, a shot had gone off. None of us had known where the shot had gone off, or where the bullet had projected to.
During cross-examination, defence attorney Barry Roux tried to pick holes in Fresco's evidence. He asked him why some parts of his testimony were not contained in his original statement.
What exactly did you say to Mr. Pistorius when you handed the firearm to him?
While leaning in towards each other, I said to him, "There's one up," as previously stated.
What did he say to you in response to that?
Okay.
Did he say okay?
Yes, he did.
I'm sorry, I could not hear that.
Yes, he did.
You see, that is evidence of great significance. We'll go to your statement now, but let me take you to your evidence this far. I asked you about it, and the state asked you about this incident. One thing that was absolutely absent was Mr. Pistorius responding to what you've said and saying to you, okay. That's the first time you introduce it now. What do you say today?
You had asked me if he had said anything. No one had asked me this before. You have just asked me this, and once asked, I'd answered.
On Wednesday, a senior police forensic scientist took the stand at the North Gauteng High Court. Colonel GERHARD confirmed that a cricket bat was used against the toilet door through which Oscar Pistorius shot his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. Now, according to his investigations, Pistorius was not on his prosthetic legs when he struck the door. The door was brought into the court for a demonstration.
My lady, the bat made a physical match with the door in this position, which indicated to me that the person hitting the door had to be somewhere around here.
May I put that on record, my lady, to the best of my ability? The witness is standing next to the door, right side more to his left side more towards the wall, and he's hitting the ball. Would you, if you were hitting from where you're standing, just hit?
If I was hitting, it would have been there.
During cross-examination, Advocate Barry Roux tried to prove Oscar Pistorius couldn't have had enough balance to swing a bat on his stumps. Roux also tried to find fault with other aspects of the state's case in relation to the door.
I want you to go, if with the leave of the court, to go to the door and first, I'm not going on exact heights now. First, stand on your knees with the bat. You have a little... we don't need it right now. If you can just do that for me with the bat in your hand, Colonel.
My lady, can I just have the bat?
And I know you're going to be lower now because you're not standing with your knees on the little bench, but just for present purposes, on the carpet.
Do you mean on my knees?
Yes, on your knees, like you would hit the door as you demonstrated. Would you now do me a favor and lift your feet? Because Mr. No, stand down, on your knees, but lift your feet up, hit it now.
I can't see what's happening. Just explain to me what is happening.
Are you losing your balance?
I'm off balance, yes, my lady.
You can try it again in case you think there's a trick in it.
No, but
you can tell the court what happened to you.
My lady, when I lift my feet, I'm off balance.
Mr. Pistorius, I was trying, and we'll get to that at a later point, to show it is fine to illustrate someone standing on his knees, but with support by his feet. And what I want to put to you, he has even less support than your knees. We'll get to that, and expert evidence on that. He has even less support than you. So are you saying, and have you tested that? A person standing on stumps like you would stand on your knees and trying to have some balance in hitting the door with the bat.
My lady, I'm not an expert in this, and I haven't been around people that doesn't have legs, so I'm not willing to give a statement on this. Let's leave it there.
Well, let's look at the experiment. Can you tell the court now that you're back in front of the microphone, what happened to you when you lifted your feet just to be on your knees?
I lost my balance, my lady.
Colonel Gerhard Vermeulen admits he didn't investigate the Pistorius version of kicking the toilet door. He says he'd already wrapped up his investigation months before.
One thing you did not consider, and no one else there, was to say, well, if he said that he kicked the door and he had his legs on and we know it's a hard object, maybe let's look at the door and see if we can be objective and find evidence in favor of the accused to confirm his version. Did that go through your mind?
My lady, at that stage, my investigation was already completed several months ago. I did not, at this stage, reopen an investigation. I definitely did not do an investigation upstairs on new information to my disposal. I came to court to present what I did.
But why not, Colonel? You're objective. You see there's something. You think, well, we can look at it. It's not too late. We don't need months and months and weeks and weeks. Let us go back to the door and let's check, and maybe we can assist the accused and find something that would corroborate his version. Or is the approach rather, well, I've done my investigation and that's it?
My lady, I decided not to continue with the investigation on that.
Colonel SCHOOMBIE van RENSBURG described the scene inside the Pistorius bathroom shortly after the shooting took place. On the day of the alleged murder at the Silverwoods estate last February, he was station commander of the nearby Boschkop police station.
The close-up of the firearm you found on the scene.
Dit is reg, Here.
That is correct, my lady.
En hy was nog steeds op vuur geweest.
It was still on fire.
Die safety knip opgeskuif. As jy kan sien op die vuurwapen is daar so 'n rooi kolletjie wat aandui dan as hy
The
opsprong op
safety
vuur.
button had been moved, as you can see on the picture. The red dot.
So, but you're saying that firearm as it's lying there, it's ready to fire.
It's ready to fire. Just have to pull the trigger.
Good. Do you know anything about photograph 106 and 107, or not really?
Eerder 106 en 107, dis die foon wat ek in eerste instansie gesien het as twee fone. As hulle hom bymekaar voeg dan is dit dan nou die voorkant en die agterkant. 106 is dan nou die agterkant en dan 107 is dan nou die voorkant, die swart foon.
On both pictures, this is what I thought was were two cell phones, and on 106 that is the back part, and on 107 that was the other part.
Then photograph 108 and 109. Do you see that phone today?
Eerder die foon het ek oorspronklik nie gesien. Ek weet nie waar hierdie foon uitgekom het.
I initially did not see this cell phone. I did not know where it came from.
Toe ons begin praat oor die fone wat gevind is, toe ek gesê daar's twee fone by die vuurwapen gewees.
When we started talking about the cell phones, I said that there were two phones that were found on the scene.
En dan die fotograaf het gesê hy het 'n wit en 'n swart foon gekry.
The photographer said that he found a black and a white cell phone.
En hulle het later in die foon aan my gewys en dis hoekom ons begin soek het nou. Hoekom waar is die derde foon dan nou wat ek gesien het? En toe ons terug beweeg na die toneel toe en ons sien hierdie twee en eens die cover af. Dis waar my fout ingekom het wat ek gedog het. Dit is twee fone.
This is when we talked about it and we went back to go and see what would have happened to the other phone, and we realized that the other cover of the phone had gone off and that there was just two phones.
Van Rensburg also says he checked the bathroom window to see if an intruder could have gained entry, as Oscar Pistorius claimed he thought had happened. He felt it would be difficult for anyone to gain entry via that window.
My lady, I did check just to see as to whether there was any forced entry, as the witness says it in English, or whether somebody tampered with the window. En wat nog?
Eerder, ek het ook self by die venster uitgekyk
I also looked out the window
om seker te maak of daar enige manier van buitekant is dat iemand kon deur die venster kom.
just to ascertain as to whether there was any means in which somebody from outside could have gained entry through that window.
Die venster, die vlak is hoog, is op die eerste vlak en daar was geen manier dat iemand onder sonder met die hulp van 'n leer by die venster sou kon inkom.
The level is high, my ladies, on the first floor, and there was no other means in which somebody could have gained access into the house through that window.
Daar was ook geen merke of enige iets teen die leer wat teen die muur wat gestaan het wat dit kon aandui dat iemand ingekom het.
And there weren't any other objects or something that might have indicated that somebody could have used in gaining entry through the said window.
After the break, we'll be back with more from the Oscar Pistorius trial.
Know more about your world. eNCA.com.